Yeah, my arrows poked his butt.
Don't worry, I will save you! Ow. You have been saved!
Suck on this, motherfucker!
There are good monsters, and then there are bad monsters. And then there are the ones that make you Sadly, I'll be talking about 10 of them. The problem is, I could only think of, like, really one that I absolutely hate with a burning passion. So, the other night will have to be monsters that I either find annoying, boring, or anger-inducing. So without further ado, why don't we just get right to it?
Oh crap! Oh no! Here we go!
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh fuck!
Are you ready for the very controversial take? I don't like Brachydios.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
Sending heal, sending heal, sending heal, sending heal, sending heal.
No! It's over.
I'm really sorry. I don't like this guy. I've really tried hard to like him, but I just can't. The main reason why I hate Brachydios is... What the heck are you guys? Oh, go ahead. It's not like as if you're gonna stop me from saying... The biggest problem I have with Brachydios, which is also its main gimmick, is the slime. Yeah, I know, it's its main gimmick and stuff, but the biggest problem I have with it is that it just can go everywhere. On you, on the floor, on the wall, on the monsters, literally everywhere. It makes certain parts of the fight where you can't actually fight the monster. Like, seriously. It's one of my biggest problems, and it just seems to drag the fight on even more. Like, you'll be like, you'll have the slime down like near its body in certain parts that you actually want to hit, and it just stops you from doing that. And it just causes the fight to drag on even more than it really should. Plus, it's kind of annoying to have to constantly evade 24/7 when you have the blast on you. Now, granted, in the newer games, they have given some new things to counteract with that, whether it be blast-resistant jewels, null berries, a fireproof mantle. But in the old games, you didn't have any of that. You either had to evade, and that was it. But also, the fight is kind of boring. If I'm completely honest, it's not really that exciting. He just kind of punches you and jumps at you, and yeah, that's really all he does. But I'm not saying he's really that bad. Like I said, there's just some small problems I have with him. But he's this low because honestly, his stuff is actually really good. Like his weapons and armor, really good. It's really worth it. So honestly, I don't even know why I put him here at number 10, other than just I just don't like him that much.
Well, if this guy could stop looking at whatever anime he's looking at. Oh my gosh!
Anjanath is basically a T-Rex that breathes fire. Perfectly personifies what it is. It doesn't really do anything amazing. Anjanath is supposed to be like the king in the ancient forest, when in reality, he's not anywhere close to the king in the ancient forest. If anything, he's kind of like just there in the ancient forest. That's all he really is. He doesn't give you anything amazing. He's just kind of there. And that's all I can really describe him as. He's just annoying. Because he just appears everywhere in the ancient forest in every single hunt that you do. So he doesn't really make a challenge in the fight. He just becomes annoying. And it doesn't really help that he gets really forgettable. He's just a boring and uninspiring monster. And I just don't like him at all. So if I best describe him, he's just boring and annoying and just... he's just not a good monster at all.
Yes! I'm
on the tail too! I gotta warm it up because this tail's gonna... Oh, what the fuck?
I legitimately forgot that this monster existed. Uragaan. Like, all he does is roll around. That's all Uragaan does. He just rolls around and just slams his chin on the ground. What an amazing, inspiring monster. Like, I called Anjanath lame and stuff, but at least he's got more than just mainly two main attacks. Uragaan basically's got nothing else going for him. And here's the thing, you usually forget about him too. Like, I don't know anyone that really farms him or anything, because his weapons are not exactly amazing. His armor's like okay, but it's not great. He's again another monster that's just annoying to deal with, because you'll just find him in the Elder's Recess or something, and then he just rolls in and just ruins your day. And again, he had just two main attacks he really does. it's really boring and uninspiring in the fight, so to the point where you just forget about it. So he's just such a forgettable monster, and he just drives me, and he just gets annoying whenever I run into him.
Oh crap! Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to do that.
God damn, you're a better shot than this Kieran.
Magnamalo is basically a Nergigante knockoff. Like, seriously, changed my mind. In this game, they tried to make Magnamalo basically like Nergigante. Because in Monster Hunter World, Nergigante was basically the big, huge poster child and big danger in the entire thing. In this one, it's Magnamalo. But here's the problem. He's not Nergigante. Like, he tries super hard to be Nergigante, but he's not. Biggest problem I have with Magnamalo is he's way too fast for his size. Like, how big he is, he moves way too quick, and he hits a little too hard for my liking. But the biggest thing is his speed. He's really quick. And it gets honestly annoying of how fast he can just slam you with attacks over and over again, to the point where basically it just doesn't really become fun. Like, I honestly forgot that Magnamalo existed. Like, when I think of Rise monsters, I can think of like Almudron or Uragaan. Magnamalo's one of those monsters that I just don't really remember. I mean, even Tetradon I remember more. He's just... Because like I said, they tried so hard to turn him into the Nergigante of Rise, and he just doesn't work. He's not that good of a monster, and I honestly don't really like him that much. But his weapons are pretty good, so I guess he gets a pass.
Anyone else just see a giant checkerboard?
I'm so glad I've been seeing more people actually come out and say they don't like him, because I thought I was the only one who hated the poster child Rathalos.
I was 5 feet from him.
Oh gosh! Oh gosh! No! No! Son, Josh, help me!
I can't help you. Where are you? Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Bastard, run!
Usually the poster child of basically any video game is usually pretty well-rounded, pretty well liked, and usually a monster that a lot of people enjoy, or, you know, like a enjoyable character to play as. Well, Rathalos has got a pretty cool design, and the weapons are all pretty good, and really good fire weapons, and the armor looks nice and actually is pretty good itself. The biggest problem is the fight is anything but enjoyable. Like, seriously, how is this fight enjoyable? Seriously, look at this thing. It's flying up in the air 24/7, hardly coming down. It's constantly flying up in the air, not seemingly wanting to come down at all, and shooting fireballs at you while you can't do anything. You really can't. You can't do anything. You're just sitting there waiting for him to come down while trying to hit his little toesy woesies. Great, you can knock him down if you break something on him, whether it be his wings or his tail, or you flash spawn him out of the sky. But thanks to Iceborne, they nerfed it, so in other words, this monster is pretty much unenjoyable. It's basically a pain in the butt to try to beat it. And don't even get me started when it was like before the insect that was introduced in 4 Ultimate. My goodness, that was annoying. Oh, hey, can I try to hit you? Nope. Okay, cool. Guess you're just gonna He drug on the fight, and it was not fun. I hate this monster, and I can't believe it, and I hate the fact that he keeps coming back, because he's the poster child, and he gets that automatically.
It's a
Oh
brick!
god. How am I not dead? Heal.
Holy shit!
Zinogre is probably the most frustrating monster I have ever fought against.
He fucking black flipped you.
What the fuck is a black flip?
That's true, what is a black flip?
That's racist as shit.
It's got a quick and fast pace for a fight, but it takes this a little too far. I especially hate it when it goes into its charge state. That's when the fight becomes absolutely annoying. In this charge state, it will spam attacks into absolutely abhorrent combos, and it won't ever stop. That's the most annoying thing I find about this monster, is that it will spam these combos over and over and over again, and it won't ever stop. And not only that, it's really hard to knock him out of this charged state. The only way I found to actually really knock him out of this state is to literally smash his front paws. But sometimes you really need the wham on those to actually even knock him out of it. And I've had too many times where I got caught in these combos that just never seem to end, and they end up killing me on more than one occasion. And due to his speed, this fight is absolutely awful. So you get a monster that is quick, never stops attacking, and you can't seem to snap him out of his charge state. You get a monster that's an absolutely frustrating thing to fight. Like, seriously, I hate this monster.
Like I just.
Oh crap!
Khezu is probably the most boring monster out there.
I'd eat a dick, Josh. Would that be appropriate for this?
No.
But he's a dick.
He's a dick, but I don't want to eat him. Look at him. You can see him. Britt, we're both seeing him in 1440p. That shit looks nasty.
I know, it's gross.
You just haven't had him cooked right yet.
First off, let's address the elephant in the room. It's basically a on a sphere with legs. Now, here's the thing. The Khezu is supposed to be a horrifying monster. That's apparently where the developers were trying to go for. Here's the thing. Why am I laughing more at its design and actually stooping in fear? It's not terrifying. If anything, it's ridiculously stupid. The fight is incredibly boring. Like, you would think for a horror theme monster, they would put more effort in trying to actually make the fight, I don't know, terrifying and scary. Instead, it's just more boring, uninspired, and it's just not good. It's not even fun. Not fun in the sense of like, oh, this fight is absolutely a horde and I hate it. No. It's more just all like, this fight is absolutely boring and I'd rather pluck my eyes out. This is a straight up boring monster, uninspiring, and does nothing for the fight. Not only that, it's also got no theme song. If you want to, listen carefully in the background of any Khezu hunt and you'll find that this monster has no background music. Now, the reason they did this was so to make it more scary and stuff, but all that did was made this monster all the more depressing, sad, and boring.
I thought you. There was literally nothing I could do.
Boldrum, you are the most useless monster out there. There is nothing good that comes out of you. Like, seriously, you are one of the most annoying monsters out there. How do I say this? Well, let me put it this way. For those who did not fight him in the old games, let me just put it this way. He would show up on every single hunt. He will show up during hunts where you're fighting another monster and then he just points up. He was basically one of he's basically the early game invading monster. He does nothing for the fight. His fight is more boring than the Khezu. How is it more boring than the Khezu? Let me put it this way. All he does is charge. He just charges at you and that's all he does. He doesn't do anything else for himself. Literally, he just charges. He's just a bigger Bullfango. That's all they did for him. He's a sad excuse of a monster. He's also a sad excuse for a boss monster. The good news is, he's actually relatively easy to kill and easy to deal with. The only problem is he's super annoying to deal with when you're facing other monsters, because he'll just come in and knock you over just because you're fighting another monster. He's the antithesis of a really bad monster, because one, he doesn't offer anything for you after the hunt's over. He's boring, he's dumb, and not only that, none of his weapons are worth it, and you're basically wasting your time if you're fighting this monster. Reason why he's this high is because, number one, he's just horrible in every single way. There's really no reason for you to fight him.
Wait. Oh. Okay.
Plesioth is perhaps one of the most frustrating, mind-melting, and downright anger-inducing hunts you will ever deal with! Why do I say this with Plesioth? Oh, let's begin with the obvious thing. First off, the most annoying thing about him is the fact that, I don't know, he swims. Oh, that can't be a problem. You're on land. Well, there are certain areas on maps where it's designated for him only. And in that particular part of the map is a part where he can just swim, and you can't get in there. The only way you can get him out is if you fish him. Other than that, you're literally sitting on the bank waiting for him to come out of the water, which could take 5 to possibly 10 minutes. And then the fight moves to the ground. Now, just because he's now on the ground, and on solid land doesn't mean the fight's any better. It's anything, it actually gets kind of worse. Why do I say that? Let me just put it this way. His weak points are his head, which is apparently 10 feet above the ground. His legs are really the only thing you can hit, and you're not really doing that much damage to him anyway. And not only that, if you do want to hit the head, he's just gonna be flopping on the ground like a fish, and you're not gonna be able to hit him or anything. Plesioth is bad not just for that, but also his hitboxes. He has some of the worst hitboxes of any monster in Monster Hunter. There's a reason why the hip check in Monster Hunter is considered such a thing of lore in Monster Hunter. The hitboxes on these hip checks for Plesioth are super bad. They're literally at like round the tail. If you're around the tail and he does a hip check, you're gonna get hit by it. But not only just are the hip checks annoying and awful, don't even get me started on that tail, which also has broken hitboxes. If you're anywhere close to the tail, when I mean close, I mean even underneath it, you're gonna get hit by it. Everything about this hunt and everything about the fight for the Plesioth is absolutely fucking annoying. There is nothing good about this hunt. There's nothing good about this fight with this monster. It is that awful, and everyone hates him. Yet he keeps coming back in every single game, and it's so annoying. Like, seriously, you put him back and keep him in Monster Hunter 1. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants him here. But yet Capcom keeps bringing him back for some weird reason. I'm so glad he hasn't come back, and I hope he never does, because right now, I'll prefer Gypceros, I'll take Beotonis, I'll take anyone else besides him right now. And plus, his weapons are not really that good. Well, maybe the hammer is kind of good, but still, he is an absolutely worthless shit of a monster, and I hope I never see him again.
Oh,
Did you just die?
Are you all ready? It's time for me to voice, in my opinion, the worst monster hunter of all time, and his name is Gypceros. Holy shit, we're getting going! Gypceros! Why do I hate this monster so much? Well, to begin with starters, his design is stupid. This is a really pathetic looking of a monster. For context, for people who do not know why I hate Gypceros so much, let's begin with something really quick. Back in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, it's one of the first games I actually did a huge playthrough for, I fought him for the first time. And to say that my experience was completely fun is a complete and utter lie. He was not fun. Ranging from, especially at that point, where you're basically a newcomer and you're just getting started, you have to deal with Gypceros, a monster who is constantly flashing you more than Tizzy Yaku. And he's also stealing your items. Yeah, you know the items that you really need to care for? But he doesn't take just any items. He takes your wheat stones. He takes away your healing items. He even takes away your pickaxes and boat and nets. He takes away everything that you need in order to make and have a successful hunt. It's so frustrating when you're fighting this monster and now he's taking away all your weapons. He's flashing you 24/7, so you're constantly being stunned and you're not being able to move anywhere. And he's also running around the entire area, never seeming to stop. And not only that, he's also got a tail that apparently is so long it's made out of reason. All these things incorporated in the monster that is absolutely horrible. But here's the worst part. This thing, even after you kill it, the rewards suck. All his weapons suck. His armor sucks. There's nothing good on this guy. He is an absolutely abhorrent monster. There's no reason to fight him. There's no reason for you to even use any of his stuff for his stuff. This monster, Gypceros, is awful. And I hate him. I am so glad for the fact he has not made a comeback, but yet I don't know why Capcom again keeps bringing him back when no one likes him. Nobody likes his monster. Literally nobody does. Keep him in Monster Hunter 1, and I don't want to see him again, because if I see him again, I think I'm gonna
I am so awesome! I can knock down a stinging Gasabi Devil Joe.
I'm taking credit for shot. I shot him in the face when he fell back.
I slashed at him!
Suck this bone, you will like it.
Okay, children, calm down.
Grandma Jake, shut up. You live in Canada.